Oh, there it goes. Cool. Awesome. Hey, everyone. This is Coach Sagasa and
Coach Neil, what up?
welcome to the Frank and Neil Keeping It Real podcast show, episode number 9. We first and foremost definitely got to apologize. Last week we were very busy, went separate ways, but we were unable to do our podcast. But we're here today with you guys, and thank you. It's Monday, so it's a TGIM moment for you guys. Neil, what do we got today, man?
Sure. I was going to reflect on what happened the last couple of weeks with us, and we're going to get into this little impossible quiz of would you rather, and I'm just going to talk about a couple of things on where we draw our lines. And,
Yeah. Do you have one?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? For real?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I got one. I actually got 2 of them, but yeah.
I hope they're not the same one. Man, what a week. What a week.
Okay.
All right, let's get into this real quick,
right.
though. Frank, would you rather have to tap dance instead of walking everywhere you went, or yodel instead of talking?
I'm gonna go tap dancing. This sounds funny, but also sounds like something I could definitely get into, especially when it's like good food. I'll tap dance to good food. So yodeling, nah. Because when I think of yodeling, I think of Ricola. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I think of.
That's not yodeling, is it? That's the long freaking instrument, isn't it? Like yodeling.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're right.
I've always wanted to be able to do it, but
I don't think I'd be good at it.
Hey, I'm a tap dancer though. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? See, tap dance. Nothing wrong with tap dancing. If you're a man, you tap dance. You tap dance around conversations around your wife. You tap dance around your boss. You tap dancing all the time. No, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely tap dancing.
Okay, cool, man. So have you ever actually tap danced ever, or ever even watched somebody tap dance?
So as a kid, I used to tap dance all the time, but I didn't have the real shoes. How come I'm not making the noise? I'd be hitting harder.
I tap danced when I was a kid, but it was on my way to the bathroom. I don't care if it was Toys R Us. I don't care if it was Kmart or Sears. Anytime my mom took me somewhere, I was tap dancing in the bathroom. And I still tell this story to my wife. I'm like, yo, there would be times where my mom would take me. We couldn't buy anything, but she would take me to the store, and I would go to the toy section. I would get so anxious that I'd almost piss my pants. Yeah. And like that's like my that's my example, or my story of tap dancing. Now, Sarah actually used to tap dance when she was little.
Really?
Now, this is what's crazy, because I would like to see that today. Put in a little tutu and put some tap shoes on and see if she can still do it.
Oh, I can't wait for Halloween, Sarah. I can't wait for Halloween.
Stuff. But all right, man. So tell us about your week, man. What'd you do?
So last weekend, my brother came into town. We went to Lake Arrowhead down in California, and the whole family got into a cabin, and we just hung out up there. It was nice. I didn't realize there was a whole city over there.
Yeah.
So just hung out with them. And
did you guys go to the lake? Gorgeous.
We went down to the lake. We took the little tour and seen like all the famous people houses along the side and stuff. That's a beautiful, beautiful lake.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that tripped me out was we rented this cabin. I can't say we, my brother, my uncle, and family. They did.
Right.
But I'm a Zillow person. If I go somewhere, I'm like, man, what does it cost here?
Right.
What will it take to get me out of 125 degrees?
Thank you.
So on Zillow, and this cabin's 3 stories, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2-story treehouse.
What?
Just overlooks all the way out to Catalina. Okay. $550,000. And I'm like, I thought this would be $1 million.
So did I. $550,000.
So then we went from the cabin, we went down into Orange County, down by Disneyland. And nice house, a lot smaller though, right? Like maybe a third of the house.
Right.
Almost $1 million.
Yeah.
Because of location.
Yeah.
So it got me wondering, like, why do people not want to live up in the mountains? But hey, to each their own. Some people like living in that big city life. I guess it's just not for me.
Right. Now, I met a lady this weekend at the convenience store up in the Wallapies.
Okay.
She sold her house 10 years ago in California, in LA, and she bought a house with the capital. Her and her husband bought a house in Kingman, Arizona, small fixer-upper, and then bought also a house up in the Wallapies.
Nice.
Now, wintertime, they come down the hill. I was just like, well, isn't it gorgeous up here in the Wallabies? She's like, yeah, but 4 foot of snow. I'm like, yeah, I can see why you would not want to live up here. It's cold.
Yeah.
So they go down the hill, and then during the summertime, they run the store up in the Wallapies. So it was a pretty cool conversation. But no, I get what you're saying. Why do people, and we know this for a fact, why do people want to live more in the city? Is it because of the central locality of where all the amenities are? But then you find like those movie stars that you guys went on that tour on, you find those people that have a home there. Like they break away from that. I mean, to me, that's like a testimony. Like you want to break away from things.
The guy doing the tour said that those houses get lived in maybe 2 weekends out of the year.
That's it.
2 weekends.
2 weekends out of the year.
And the houses right there on the lake, they were like, $1 million plus.
Right.
Buy $1 million house to live in it. Maybe
Just
2 weekends.
That's stupid money.
That's crazy.
That's just stupid money. Yeah, that's interesting. So, for me, of course, we took a bunch of students up to the Wallapies, did some camping, and that was pretty cool. It was epic. Just seeing 9 out of 9 students, 1 is a return. So I've had her.
What do you mean by return?
So I've had her for 5 years. I've had her for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So she's done the summer program with me for 5 years, and the other 8 were all brand new.
I thought you said like you brought 1 kid back.
The other ones got eaten by elk.
Out of 9, 1 returned to the school. Like I was like, wait, explain.
And I got paid for that. And I got paid to lose kids.
Frank, you did good this time. You brought 1 back.
So it was pretty cool. For those that are just tuning in, so every summer I love doing a summer camp in my community where I take a group of kids and do kayaking, camping, do a lot of different things that they just don't get the opportunity to do. So it's pretty cool. And I like, again, some of the business owners, small community business owners that come together to help some of the kids that can't afford to do some of these programs, because it is awesome. I was saying earlier before we started the podcast, because we have a mall that's getting ready to close its doors. And so I thought, well, why couldn't a group of investors, in fact, I just shared this with the Laughlin Exchange. They're a center of entrepreneurs. But I said, why couldn't the mall convert into a 9 to 8 hole putt-putt, miniature golf, indoor indoor racetrack, 9 mountain climbing, video games for adults and for children, and a food court? Like, what? There's enough space there, right? So I had a few people in the community say that's a good idea. Yeah, it is a good idea. I think that our community needs something like that for families, straight up.
I know the rock climbing, the insurance for it nowadays is just ridiculous.
They said it's too rough.
That's why was it Dick's Sporting Goods or one of the sporting goods stores
Dick's.
used to have rock climbing stuff inside. And they don't do it anymore. It's just too expensive. My local high school, I took rock climbing in high school, loved it, and I talked to a couple of kids that were just there, and they said that it's not there no more
because of the liability issues.
The liability, the insurance, and stuff like that.
Look, man, that's gotten out of the, and that, I guess that's actually a very good subject in itself, is that insurance part. But you fall down because of faulty equipment, I could understand that. But if you fall down because of just stupidity and ignorance, that's your damn fault. Like,
may have happened once or twice. I thought I could get that jump.
Some of the videos that y'all sent me, and I send you guys, so you just go, damn, what the hell were you thinking? You thought you were going to make that jump, and it did not happen.
No. So I love rock climbing.
Yeah.
Okay. In high school, I almost failed rock climbing because I would get to the top faster than anybody in the class. I could not come down. Okay. I am deathly afraid of heights. But knowing that somebody else was going to get to the top before me, I just couldn't have it.
Right, I got to beat you up there.
My competitiveness beat out my scared.
My fear.
I get at the top, I'm like, I win.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Can somebody help me down? Get the ladder. Get the fire department quick.
I forget what the teacher's name was, but
no.
Mr. So-and-so, come get me.
Yeah.
He'd come over there and like tug on the rope. Let go. I can't.
Yeah. So see me, we went and did as a school. We do the See Me trip every single year. And so this year I was voluntold to go to help out. So I was like, cool, let's go. But they have a rock climbing, and there's like 7 different courses within one.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I challenged myself. The dude, the instructor, like he made it look, and of course he's like 9'1", long arm stretch, like 12, 13 feet, right? I'm like, yeah, dude, there's some of those ones where I'm short. I can't reach that straight up. Like, there's just no way. And I did try to jump and try to get it. Yeah, that didn't end so well.
You know what? You think you're in shape till you start rock climbing.
That's right. That's a fact. Yeah, straight up. Straight up. I am definitely not in shape. I may look like I'm in shape, but I am absolutely out of shape. And this last weekend, proved it. When I was climbing up those hills with those kids, and I see how much energy, and I'm just sweating. Like I sweat when I'm looking at donuts in the glass mirror. Like I start sweating like that, right? I sweat when I go to a buffet.
Oh yeah,
I start sweating. But this type of sweat was like my body was crying. It wasn't even sweating. It was just crying.
Oh, so Lake Arrowhead was a little
higher elevation.
Higher elevation. It was humid. I was. These elevations getting me. No, the 6 tacos you had for breakfast is what got you, dummy.
You walking around with the oxygen tank. Damn, you oxygen tank.
That was whipped cream.
That's some funny stuff. Oh man. Okay, so let's get into where we draw the line on some things.
Let's get into it.
Okay. So I gotta definitely put this out there. And I know this might be offensive to some people.
I think we might have the same one.
Oh my God.
We might have the same one.
But where do you draw the line in those freaking little scooters at the store?
Oh, okay, we're not on the same one.
Okay, because I'm serious. Like when you get ran over in the back of your heels by somebody that's not literally watching where they're going or backing up, I'm sorry. Like I just want to fly off the hand and hit him with a freaking cucumber. Like that's you just don't do that kind of shit. I'm sorry, straight up. There's got to be bails. There's got to be some type of system.
I get it. There are people that need those carts,
right?
And there are just people that just abuse those carts.
Yes.
Like I seen this guy at Walmart. It was a while back. He's going through the whole store, and I see him, and I'm just like, this dude just looks lazy,
right?
And when I tell you the cart died in the back of the store, he got up and just started walking around, finished his shopping.
You seen that?
He was mad because he had to carry the 3 things in the back. Charge your carts. You could use some exercise,
right?
Like you just obese. Like you don't get a cart.
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry. You should be the one person that is walking. You know who you are.
But what gets me is sometimes I'll see this in certain stores where they got like their kids and the dog and maybe even a cat in the damn basket. I'm like, for reals?
No, right.
Like, really?
Right. When they giving somebody a ride on a lap in that day.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Like, where do you draw the line? Where, as a store manager, as an employee, where do you say, hey, we got to have a limit to this? Like,
there's a weight limit and some don't listen. I seen these 2 big, okay, listen. I seen these 2
individuals,
larger than life people. Okay. Personality wise.
Right.
Politically correct, I guess. That cart was doing like a wheelie. And he gonna tell his girl, I just get on.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
That cart is crying. You don't hear those. That's not the brakes.
Man. Anna sent me this scooter, dude on a scooter. I swear to God, that was the funniest shit. That was the funniest shit I ever seen. Dude was at least 900 pounds on a little baby scooter.
Oh yeah.
That thing was hey, it was all up in his crack. But no, I seriously, like, where do you draw the line on those cards being used for people that actually genuinely and authentically need them? I mean, there's people that have 2 knee surgeries or they just got absolute bad health and they need them versus a person who's just, like you said earlier, just lazy as hell and don't want to walk to the eggs or the milk. And that's just, that's just crazy. For me, that's one of my, something we got to draw a line there. There's got to be a limit. The manager's got to step up and say, hey, hate to offend you. But I think that's where we've gotten to, though, Neil, is where a manager won't come up and confront that because they'll fly off the handle. They'll actually get off the cart, start cussing them out, make a ruckus, and then storm off and call their lawyer.
Yep. And then the store's getting sued. That guy's getting fired, losing his job.
That's where we've gotten to. So, it's
society
crazy.
as a whole is getting crazy. I'm going to be rude. Okay. Obese people should not be considered handicapped,
I agree.
right? Like, walk from the back of the parking lot. It'll do you some good. You'll be a lot healthier. You'll be a lot happier. You know.
Yeah.
Some people say it's a condition. This, that, the other.
What type of condition?
I don't know.
I don't mean to laugh.
I love food. I will
so do
all
I.
day, every day.
Hell yeah.
But I make sure that I get my steps in every day to make
That's
sure.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
I go from the couch to the kitchen, from the kitchen back to the couch. I do make it to the bathroom. I do get my steps in. Once in a while, I will go check the mail when it's 150 degrees out here in Arizona. Yeah, I get my steps in, definitely. If I'm not doing PE, I definitely get my steps in.
Yeah.
But I did just finish a book this morning. It's called Ikigai. And I know, right? It took me a while to actually say Ikigai. So Ikigai stands for happy, busy life in Japanese.
Oh, okay.
It's Japanese.
I was like,
so I was like, huh. And so, of course, in my summer camp this last week, I told a young Japanese girl who's with me, American Japanese girl, I said, have you ever heard of it? She goes, no. I said, as much as you go to Japan and your mom is Japanese, you don't know anything much about your culture? She goes, not really. She goes, I only know like how to say 3 things in 3 sentences. I'm like, oh man, so you got to check this book out. Because you brought up that health, I didn't know that in Okinawa, they have the highest data of people who live above 100 in the whole globe. 110, 115-year-old people. I was like, what? Some of the research that went into the book were by some of those individuals. I was just like, dang.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, man. And I told Sarah about it this morning. I was like, hey, we need to start eating more rice. She looked at me. She goes, you want Spanish rice? I said, okay, I see where you're going with this. Whatever. I said, no, but like some steamed rice. Like, we need to start eating more rice.
So Japanese people crack me up because you said they're all in shape, fit.
Yes.
And then there's no in between sumo wrestler.
What? That's true. I know, right? I know. You got me there. You got me thinking.
Like, there is no in between.
You don't
They're
see
either
them.
super slender,
Yeah,
or sumo wrestler. There's nothing in between.
Hey, I gotta ask you though, how come you don't see Japanese people play hockey?
Huh?
I never seen a Japanese dude on a basketball court. Have you really?
Yao Ming.
Yao Ming?
No, Yao Ming, but
I
Jeremy
thought
Lin.
Oh, is he Japanese? If you would have said his eyes go like this, I would have died, bro. Straight up. I would have died. But his eyes are like this. Nah, man. No disrespect for anybody watching. Listen, I definitely would love, and in fact, I just told Sarah, I broke it down. I said, all right, Sarah, we need to make this much money every single week for 52 weeks in order to go to Japan. And she's like, okay. She goes, and I said, so no Dutch Bros. And I was looking at her Dutch Bros. No disrespect if you work for Dutch Bros or you're Dutch Bros owner. But I was just like, no, serious. Like, if you want to go to Japan, you got to save up a little bit because and we talked about this, about going to Japan as a family group doing this. So I'm like, yeah, I really want to make this dream a reality this year. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to cut every single corner I possibly can. If I got to wear the same socks with holes in it, so be it. I'm not going to go out to eat. I'm going to definitely watch where I spend my money this year. That way I could definitely go at the end of the school year. We got to go. Like, that's got to be a validation. Saying it right here, it's got to be affirmation right now. Like, I definitely want to go and see what it's like.
Yeah. So I was talking to my brother because he's going to South Korea.
Yeah. Another beautiful spot.
They have like a timeshare through Disney. It might not be timeshare. I think it's called timeshare. I'm not sure. But they're going to go to Tokyo to Disney World there. So when I go visit him, he's like, yeah, we'll just go check it out. And so, yeah, Tokyo is definitely on my
it's on the list, right?
The places to go.
Yeah. Andrew just picked up. So he called us the other day from Japan. My son's serving in the United States Navy, and he's in Japan right now. And he was over at the Nintendo, I guess, Emporium or whatever it's called, but they have like this huge Nintendo spot there.
Yeah.
And so he went over there, got a brand new Nintendo Switch. Mind you, he already has a brand new Nintendo Switch here in America in his room that doesn't get used. And he went over there and got another one. And I'm like, dude,
that's like half the price too.
Yep. Yeah. I'm like, wow, man, that's crazy. But no, he's taking lots of pictures. He's showing us a lot of beautiful things. He's seen the country. He loves the people. He loves the culture.
Is he learning Japanese yet?
He hasn't. And I told him, dude, there's all kinds of apps. Like I'm learning Japanese through even TikTok right now. Like there's people I follow on TikTok that show you how to use different sentences or words and translating them back into English. I'm like, man, I thought English was hard. I know it is. It's probably one of the hardest languages, but yeah, it's definitely hard, but I would genuinely love to learn Japanese before I go. And I got this whole year to really practice some.
Just speaking on that, it just crossed my mind.
What's that?
What does their keyboard look like? How many letters do they have?
That would be interesting.
That's how uncultured I am, guys.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many letters they have in their alphabet or what they're.
Now I'm gonna have to look at that after we get off the show because I'm gonna have to see what does that actually look like. What does that image look like?
Yeah,
it is a trip. That's a good question.
I don't think they have a QWERTY board. QWERTY? QWERTY? How do you say that word? QWERTY board.
QWERTY board.
Because a QWERTY.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
All right. So what is your? Where do we draw the moment? Where do we draw the line?
I'm gonna piss some people off.
Oh.
Right? We got to draw the line on letting these dudes into the WNBA.
Ooh.
Specifically, Brittany Griner.
Ooh.
Did you see her new video?
You sent it to me, and I was like gasped by a dude, like straight up.
For those who have
I
not
thought that
seen
was
the
a
video,
dude.
No, that's Brittany Griner. So Brittany Griner's doing an interview, and the lady goes, "Oh my God, congratulations! I heard that you guys are going to have a baby. You're going to be an excellent mom." Brittany Griner says, "No, I'm going to be an excellent pops."
I'm sorry, Neil. Like when I watched that video twice, I watched it twice to make sure I heard exactly what you just said.
You seen the video she put out before that?
No.
She out there playing basketball topless. Poolside, out there shooting baskets topless, posting it to her Instagram and TikTok and all this stuff.
Oh.
You a dude. Go play in the NBA. You said you could be better than the NBA dudes. Go play them.
And she's just as tall, if not taller.
Yeah.
She's, oh man. Yeah.
I'm like,
so where do you draw the line? I like that.
Like, where do you draw the line? Where, like, if you want to be a man that bad, right? We're letting all these men that are pretending to be women, transitioning to be women, go into the WNBA. Do we force the ones that want to be men out?
That's a very. I mean, I've heard Shannon Sharp talk a little bit about this. I've heard Stephen A. Smith talk about this a little bit. I've heard Joe Rogan talk about this a little bit, and Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, a psychologist from Canada, talk a little about this. And I have to agree with them all that this should not be up for conversation. Women should be in women's sports and men should be in men's sports. And we talked about this, I think it was in episode 7, but we said, if you want to make a transitional league, then fine, make a transitional league and leave it as is. If they want to compete against the boys or the girls, cool, but let them have their own section, their own division where they play. Yep. Because right now it's causing so much more headache and division more than anything, and it's crazy. I definitely see where you draw the line on that. You got to draw the line somewhere. And as a coach, I mean, come on, dude. How can you stand by the principles and the morals of what a coach is supposed to be, and you continue to allow that and not voice? I mean, great coaches, great leaders stand up for what is right, and that's not right. It's not. She's dominating that section of female sports.
Definitely will whoop my ass in a one-on-one.
Yeah, I would hate to get dunked on her. I wouldn't want those balls on my head.
I'm punching this. Nope, sorry, no foul.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, like no, dude, straight up. I'm not playing with you no more. I'm done.
Put a shirt on.
Come on, dude. Like nah, I don't want to. Come on. I'm trying to play one-on-one. Keep on getting that in my head. No, I'm good. I'm straight. God. No way.
So you said you had a second. Where you draw the line?
All right. So where do you draw the line? When we did bring this up recently.
Okay.
The self-checkouts. It was in episode 6 or episode 7. We talked about self-checkouts. Yep. So here I am again at the crossroads. of where do you draw the line in these self-checkouts. I'm tired of, and I don't, it's not my age and I'm not lazy. It's just a simple fact that we don't get a discount, Neil, when we're bagging our own groceries, or when I find myself helping an elderly person bag their groceries or help them put their scan their items because they can't find the barcode. I'm like, this is crazy. You have employees. Like, where are they? And you got one employee standing over there over this little podium, just chilling. I'm like, dude, the podium can stand by itself. It doesn't need an actual human being to hold it. So I have to draw the line again there and come back to this, because we have got to come out of this funk of believing that self-checkouts is the number one way of helping to reduce stress or helping to reduce or get us in and out of a store faster. I agree with what you said during that episode 6 or 7, where you said, yeah, there should be like a limit. Like, you got 5 items, cool, go through self-checkout. You know, if you got like 23 items, you're trying to go through self-checkout and you keep on spinning that stupid freaking wheel with all those bags, nah, you don't. Yeah, you're messing things up straight up. So that's where my second one is at, is where do you draw the line on that? As a people, as viewers and watchers, as listeners, where do you draw the line when it comes to those areas? Whether it's Brittany, how do you say her name? Brittany Griner, females playing in male sports, or what, vice versa. You know, where do you draw the line when it comes to self-checkouts, and where do you draw the line when it comes to now I just slipped my mind. Jeez, I was just saying it.
The checkout line?
The checkout line, yeah. Self-checkouts. Self-checkouts. So we want to know what your guys' thoughts are. And we definitely want to thank each and every single one of you guys for sharing your comments, your feedback, and sharing our feeds with each and every single one of your community members, because that's exactly what helps our podcast grow. We appreciate it. What else we got, Neil?
Not much. So what you got planned for this week?
We're back to school. Back to school as of today. Right. I know, okay. Right there.
Are we starting earlier?
We are starting earlier.
Year?
Yep. And there's new transition now. Like, I was just reading a post recently where our local high school and district, they want to now take the cell phones away from kids, and they want to go back to a 5-day work.
And no backpacks.
And they want to go to a 5-day school year as of next season. So the 2025 school season, they want to go back to 5 days schools. Yep. And so I'm like, in my mind, when I'm reading this, Neil, now that we're transitioning back into school mode, why weren't y'all thinking about this after COVID? When you knew there was a gap in education, when you knew there was a gap in everything that was going on, we used to say the school is a safety net. The safety net, that's where kids come to not just learn, but to also feel safe. Well, where was that individual, those voices and those ideas and concerns of going back to school for 5 days back then? Why did you wait damn near 6 years?
So I have two views on this. I see it from both sides.
Yeah.
Okay. As an employee,
the
hell's y'all problem? I'm not trying to be at work on Fridays. Okay. But now, as like a member of the community, I know that we have a lot of kids that don't get breakfast, don't get lunch at home.
Right.
So to me, an extra day is an extra day for them to get some food in them.
Yeah. And
I just know these kids don't want to be at school that long.
Right.
So now by going to 5 days, is it going to be shorter school days?
That would be nice. I'm serious. Like, that's a great idea. That would be nice. That's a great question.
Instead of going from freaking, 8 a.m. till 4 p.m.
Yeah, right.
Can we go like 8 a.m. to like noon, or noon to like 2?
Yeah.
So that we get those extra, like,
yeah.
I don't know, but I do see both sides. Like, I think it's great for some of the kids that, could get a meal now, because I've had kids tell me, I hate that it's Friday tomorrow. I'm not going to eat, blah, blah, blah.
That's hard. That's definitely in America.
It tugs at some strings and stuff like that. And but at the same time, is this just a money grab? Like, where are these extra days going?
Yeah, I don't know. I know for us as going back today. I mean, I got an email last night. It was like, we're taking away. We were supposed to start next Monday, next Tuesday.
Yeah, and
they bumped it up. We're gonna do some training and stuff. And I was just like, oh man, like, I had my Monday figured out. We were supposed to go school shopping. Not that we can't, it's just, I'm like, man, you kind of have the day figured out on Sunday, what you got planned for Monday. And then there's this wrench gets thrown out there. But I'm like, man, and I don't, in the end, I know it's for the betterment of the school, I just getting back in the routine of being that educator in a classroom. I mean, it's changed. It really has changed. Huh? Yeah. I know you guys are done. We got one more, and Ardalina is done. She just filled out her resume last week, and I got her up. I was like, "Hey, get up!" Like, I looked at her because she left it on my computer. I was like, "What kind of chicken scratch bullshit is this?" And so I was like, "Hey, get up! Nope, you got to come and redo this." And so I had her get up in the morning. We were at the kitchen table. I said, "I'm gonna show you a couple little errors that you need to fix." And I said, "You need to spend time doing this." I said, "You got to remember, your resume is what you're selling to a company to bring you in as an employee." The same thing, And so I said, "You want to make it salesy. You want to," and it sounds so, I guess, cliche or I guess wrong to some degree, but it really is. That's all a piece of paper is you're selling your experience, your education to a company. So I had to help her do that. And I'm thinking, like, why didn't the schools teach that prior to this?
So talking with my dad, he was telling me that his freshman year, he had to take government and they learned taxes.
Yep.
They got fake checking accounts and stuff. They had checkbooks and stuff that they had to. I was like, yeah, they don't teach none of that no more.
I had that my freshman and sophomore year. I took economics as my sophomore year. But yeah, that's
maybe it's economics, thing. Not government.
It's economics.
Economics, yeah.
Yep. It was basic economics 101, and it was literally my freshman and sophomore year. I remember taking that, and it was a very good class because the last two quarters of my sophomore year, we got to play Sim City. It had just come out, and tells you how old I am. But it was just come out, and it was a game that our teacher really brought it into the classroom with a group of brand new computers, and we got to play Sim City. We had to build our own city. We had a budget. We had to do construction. It was just a lot of things that really taught the value of money. And I think that's exactly what we're missing in today's education. But this year I'll be teaching entrepreneurship, and that'd be interesting, as well as leadership. So it's going to be entertaining and yet engaging. So it'll be fun. And I also have like 2 PE classes too, high school PE classes. Nice. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool. But
I got a fun game to show you after this is over.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
So you got economics. I got this doll that cries my freshman, sophomore year. No, I might have been middle school. I don't remember. They had this doll. It cries. You take it everywhere with you like you're a parent.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they trained us to be parents.
So what is that called though? It's called child development. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yep. Frank, when I tell you my child cried every 2 hours on the dot.
Damn, you were
in the middle of the night, it wakes you up.
Oh no.
Mind you, I play sports all the time.
Right,
so
right.
Mom, here, take this.
Yeah.
I gotta play.
I remember being a grandma early.
So I remember it was like in this like testing phase.
Yeah.
And I remember the teacher was asking me like, "Oh, so what did you think?" I said, "This thing cries too much."
Right.
Like my mom said, "Don't no baby cry that much." And she goes, "Well, we gave you the one that cried more than the other
college.
Ones.
We got
And
college.
I said, "How come?" She goes, "Because you're gonna be the first one with a baby."
Dang.
Dang. You need to focus on school.
They had that back in middle school, but they used the back of flour.
Oh yeah, no, we had this doll,
and you had to change it. Oh yeah, that's
I don't remember.
crazy.
There was a key. I don't remember if you had to put it like you put it in the back, but I don't remember if there was like different slots for like feeding, changing diaper, stuff like that. Or if it was just one slot, I don't remember. You had to hold it there,
right?
Right. Baby, stop crying. Oh God,
that sounds crazy.
They still have those things. Get rid of them. Those things. Well, I guess maybe not because
they need it. Kids are having babies early.
In high school, so
yeah, kids are having babies early. I'm like, man, that's crazy. 16 years old. Wow, that's insane. But anyways, all right. Well, we gotta get out of here. It's been an awesome blessing with you guys. Have a great and fabulous day. And as always, make every single day a masterpiece. This is Frank and Neil, keeping it real podcast show. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.